Lionel Richie loved using really simple chords, although he played 4 notes, and playing different bass notes on them to make different sounding chords. Now, from a theory perspective, we can rename these chords, don't get me wrong, but just the thought process of how we got to those chords is a really simple one. I want to show you how it works. So, here we got D flat, D, F, A flat. And we're going to play A flat, C, E flat. And just those 2 chords, although he will play with different bass notes, are going to give us a whole verse. Watch this. Baby, you'll find there's only one love, yours and mine. I got so much love. I'm not really a singer. And my love, you'll see. Okay, so what actually happens here? We got D flat major, and then relative to D flat, we're playing a major 7th and a 9. So it's kind of like a D flat major 9, or maybe a D flat major 7th sus2, because we don't have a 3rd, we do have the 9 or 2. But either way, that's the sound we're getting, which makes, well, I would say it's a sort of romantic and sweet sound. Okay, what do we get here? We get a 9 relative to B flat, to the B flat we got in the bass here. 9 and 11, leading up to the 3rd and 5th of a B flat minor 7th. So we went to the relative minor, we went from D flat major to B flat minor, and we are just making the sound a bit more interesting. I guess I would say it's kind of maybe melancholic, but it's very subjective how you experience those sounds. What's made more interesting. So it goes from, in the right hand, it goes from D flat to A flat. And then again, B flat to A flat. Now with B flat in the bass, it goes from A flat to D flat. And again, from A flat to D flat. Now we ended on D flat here, and want to start on D flat as well. So he leads up to it with an A flat over C, A flat being the dominant of D flat. Leading up to D flat. So that makes our verse. Baby, you'll find there's only one love, yours and mine. I got so much love, and my love, you'll see. We'll stay together, just you and me. I got so much love. Now watch this. All I want. That's what we're doing here. It's D flat over F, acting as a sort of dominant going to G flat. And now for the first time, we're playing a different chord here. G flat with an added 2nd or added 9th. All I want is to hold you. It's kind of a harmonic cliche, although I don't mean anything bad by it because I love the song. But we're going from the subdominant to the dominant to the tonic, which is music's most common harmonic journey ever. All I want is to hold you, let me show how much I love you, babe. Show you I don't mind loving you, girl, I love you. Okay, here we go. Last bit of movement. There's no one above you, above you. That's probably what he's playing there. So here we got the 4 chord going down in the most typical way you can imagine. Going from 4 to 1 over 3, going to the 2 chord. It's E flat minor, we're playing minor 7th. Although what we're really doing is just playing G flat and alternating between G flat and D flat, which is a very typical and common movement, but now with different bass notes, making it sound a lot more interesting. And even more interesting when we do this. G flat over A flat, right? Making in total an A flat 9 sus4, or an A flat sus, it has different names, but it's G flat over A flat. So, and that lands us, that's how we get into the chorus. All I want is to hold you, let me show how much I love you, babe. Show you I don't mind loving you. Girl, I love you, there's no one above you. Here we go to the chorus. The chorus has a little surprise for us. You are the sun, you are the rain. It makes my life this foolish game. Did you catch the surprise? Well, maybe there's several for you, I don't know, but we start on the 1 chord, the tonic, and we just descend with our bass line to the subdominant, then to the dominant, and to the 1. Going all the way from tonic to subdominant, dominant, 1. It's, again, the most common motion ever. Descending, we rarely ever play 7, because then we would get, no, we wouldn't get that one, I'm sorry, we would get, there you go. C diminished as a triad. That's well, it's uncommon, let's put it that way. It has a dissonance that's hard to sing a pop song on. It's a dissonance that's used in jazz all the time, don't get me wrong, although generally we will play a half diminished chord, adding the minor 7th, but it's used, just not so much in pop. So we play the 5 chord with the 3rd of the 5 chord as a bass note, moving to B flat minor 7th as we did in the verse. Then we are surprising our listener with not just a 5 chord, but with a 5 minor 7th chord, borrowed from D flat minor. That's a sweet little surprise. You are the sun, you are the rain. And this is just a major 9, a G flat major 9, then makes us love this foolish game, G flat over A flat again. You need to know I love you so, and I'll do it all again and again. Okay. Whoa, just descending. Whoa, descending, nothing too tricky going on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now this whole thing repeats all over, and then we launch into the bridge. So let's take a look what happens in the bridge. Oh girl, I know you know the way I'm feeling. So the rhythmically is all moving together with the melody, emphasizing the melody really, really strongly. I know you know, I know you know, harmonize with the bass. I know you know, I know you know. You know, it's the melody and the bass are thirds apart from each other, so they are harmonizing on each other. I know you know, I know you know. So that's one interesting thing there. I know you know, leading to the subdominant, the 1 with over its 3rd, acting as a sort of dominant to the subdominant. I know you know, then to the dominant, the way I'm feeling, which you could say we go from 5 to 6, but I more think of it as a sort of gospel type movement where you would play the minor 2 chord in succession with the chord you're actually on. So that's a chord, then it's minor 2, and then back to that chord. So I know you know the way I'm feeling, landing us on the dominant. I need your love, Here's a cool one. For always, 'cause. What was that? Well, we borrowed the chord from the relative minor, the 7th chord, or from the parallel minor, the 7th chord. Going to 4, going to 1 would be a very typical motion. Right? That's kind of a cliche. But we're in a section that needs to launch into a really juicy chorus afterwards, so we don't want to resolve back to the 1 too much. So instead we go to the dominant. We're surprising the listener and then subdominant, dominant. You love for always, 'cause, and then we repeat the thing. I forgot the lyrics. I know you know the way I'm feeling. I need your love for always, 'cause when I'm with you, I fall in love again and again and again, baby. So that's just 4, maybe major 7th, and then 4 over 5, G flat over A flat. Back to the chorus, and then we've got all the harmony for this song figured out. So that's how you play You Are by Lionel Richie. Now, if you like this kind of content, you can subscribe and then you actually get more of it on your feed, so consider.